Okay, let's have some fun. I'm just in the mood to draw, okay? And I think that's really what I want to really get focused with you guys is you gotta love drawing. So this is fun. This I had one of my students, she went to Russia, and I said, just get me a book on their drawing. Get me a book on their stuff. Because Russia is just so full of academia. So I can't read this, but I certainly understand all of this. So this is the book. We can use this if you guys want. It covers everything. The problem with Russia is they're very stiff. And, but boy, do they got their academia down. Look at this. It's all there. You know, it's all the stuff you need. So, um, this is kind of funny, and it's actually a true story, and I'll tell you about it as we get into it. So I thought, let's just go ahead and take a page from this book, and let's just draw from the Russian School of Drawing, okay? So I'm going to lay this over here. I'll put this on top. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, you can see a little bit of it. Let's see. We should plan this before. Let's see. So this is, I really like this. So we've already started this Fabiano book from Parker, and these were videos. This was the first page. Oh, he was surprised I actually did a drawing on the first page. You never do that. It's a jinx thing. So we got that one. Okay, so we're good with this. And this is gonna have to move over. There we go. We're good. We got this shadow. Let's keep trying to get rid of it. Okay, that's better. I just want this to be impromptu. You know, I want it to be not so planned. This was at the school, just sketching. You know, I was talking to the kids. I was just sketching. So this book's feeling good. I blame it all on the paper. All right, so we've got this. Here's Russia. Okay. You guys can see. Yeah, that's good. So let's have some fun. Let's just draw all around the page. Okay, you can see it. So I was doing this project for Russia. I still am, but it's kind of on hold a bit. And put music on. And what happened is, you know, it's politically, you know, on hold, but the project's a movie. It's really cool. And I really like the guy I work with over there. He's a great guy. People are great. But he calls me one day, you know, we're texting each other, and he's in Russia and I'm here. And he says, "You're famous in Russia." You know, what are you talking about? And he sends me, I can find it for you and I'll read it on one of the videos. And it says, Russia's stiff. They're very academia, but this guy loosens us up. And it was my book. I never sold any of my book to anybody in Russia. So they got a hold of it and they were using it. And so I'm known in Russia. Well, I'm known anyways because I'm doing this project. It's a movie for a private guy, not for the government. But he's pretty high up, you know, because I work in homicide. But a really fun project. I'll tell you guys about it one day. They made a mistake and gave me full creativity. Not a good idea. Okay, so look at it. Here we go. So we want to do 3. Okay, let's get down to business. And I did answer the questions you guys have, so they're in my mind. Finally, Corey got me to do it. 3 is a magic number. Things happen in 3s. Things grow in 3s. Anatomy works in 3s. Just think of 3 to 1, 3 to 1. Okay. So if you're doing that, if all you know, you had no other schools of drawing, nothing else, and all you know is that you're going to be doing 3, and when you get to the end, 3 or 4, then you go around. And that's it. It's going away from us. Then we come this way. 1, 2, 3 comes towards. After all the years, it's come down to just this. Okay, so I'm just getting started. Procrastination is key for everybody. Procrastination is important because that's when you're thinking. If you're not thinking as an artist before you do things, you'll be in trouble. Okay, so you want to be thinking. do that while you're procrastinating. You're not procrastinating, you're thinking. So procrastination is part of the artistic process and creative process. So just put your feet up, relax, take a nap, and think your way through it. There's an STD, Scientific Trajectory Distribution System, right there. If you have that, you got to find another one. So this will be a secondary STD. Should be here. And it goes up that way. Here's your sacrum. 2 dots. Okay, we got to get lost. Let me get this thing to work. These are cross contours. See that? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. They're going all the way around. I'm just touching down here. And you touch down where it turns. Okay. This leg's going away. So this is overlapping that. That's it. That's what you need for cleanup right there. Go to the. I'm listening to the '90s music, which is it's fine, but it's mostly kind of stuff I like, Meatloaf and Fish, and it's just good stuff. I've kind of been putting a ponytail on my drawings because it's coming out of the back. It gives you a kind of a sense of direction. So it's kind of fun. Okay, so something just happened. So I'm listening to one song. Song stops. As this one song, because it's a playlist I've heard over and over again. Once that one song is ending, you can start to hear the next song coming up because your brain is expecting it because it's used to it. That's what you want to do with anatomy and drawing. As you're finishing one muscle, you're already thinking about the next one that flows. So think about that. And you think about it as your favorite album. You have it memorized. It's in your head. So as song number one starts to go away, you're already hearing the next song, and that's drawing. Okay. So when I go here, I'm already starting to think here. It's just because you do it a lot. The last video, my head was in there. So when you see that video, look to see if there's any moles or anything I need to have removed. If you want, we can turn this into a female. Because I already got, oh, it's got a male. It's kind of white over here. Okay, that's one. Let's see what else we have. All these different styles. It's really fun. I mean, these are loose. I don't know what they're talking about. Maybe they learned it from my book. I don't know. But they're always complaining about their stuff is so tight. Let's take this drawing and from our head, add everything to it. What do you think? This could be fun. So we'll go Kelsey Cool this way. She's going this way. We'll go this way. I was going to click between the two, so Corey, you might want to divide these up. Or it'll be a very long video, which is fine. So today is the 18th. Tomorrow's the 19th. Tomorrow I turned 65. Came really fast. And so it ends certain things. Like, your Medicare. It's kind of cool. All my friends love Medicare. And you retire from the union at 65. They're like, really, okay, time to go. I'm certainly not retired. I'm still putting in a 14-day week. So something for you guys to be thinking about, and something that I have to really think about at my school, that I need to train these kids to have a sustainable career that will last forever, because artists don't stop. I'm still cooler than all those kids. I hang out with 14, 15-year-olds most of the time, but they're funny as hell. But they know it. I know I'm cooler than they are. Definitely have cooler music. So we want to start thinking about stuff that's going to be sustainable. And that's what this is. And this stuff will never go away. I used to do like a S shape for the nipples. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I just like that. I'm going to go this way and go that way. Every time we hear something, I'm always looking at things. Like I have a necklace over here hanging. Is it moving because of the earthquakes? We have a lot of earthquakes these days. So I'm just going by this gesture here. See? So you're basically, every time you do a drawing, you are drawing out of your head. This overlapping is just shapes. This shape, that shape. That's it. 1, 2, done. Don't overcomplicate everything. No. Okay, so here's the what I'm drawing from. Here's the drawing. So it's mostly out of your head. What are you going to do, you know? You got to know what you're drawing. So funny. Somebody will say, I'm going to teach you the secret to drawing. And I'm like, oh, good. We're going to hear the secret to drawing. Because I'm spending a lot of time online, like 8, 9 hours a day. I'm always on my phone. And I kind of live there. You know, I'm always looking to see what everybody else is doing. And so, like, oh, this is cool. We're going to see this, finally, the secret to drawing. And then they do the Loomis lay-in. It would be like, I'm going to show you the secret to eating. And then I go get a cheeseburger. Oh, cheeseburgers have been around since Adam and Eve. You know, Coca-Cola has been around. So how do you survive without Coca-Cola? How do you survive without just, this is a skull, guys. I'm drawing a skull. I'm not doing, you know, anything wildly amazing. It's a skull. We all have one. So it's right there, see? So go buy a cheap skull and draw it 150 billion times. You know, get Peck's anatomy, you know, Roger Peck's Atlas of Human Anatomy and study it. You know, it's nothing, no magic here. Sheldon, you getting frustrated? Yeah, I'm frustrated. If my teacher was alive today, Rayberg, he'd be screaming of all this stuff that, you know, is going on, and all this magical, you know, I'm going to teach you how to draw, you know, a face in a week. You know, he'd be going crazy. Well, I'm glad he's not around to see all this, because I would be like blamed for it. Sheldon, you caused this. Yeah, right. Okay. You get blamed for everything. All right, that's fun. So that's what I'm looking at. That's the drawing. It's just knowledge, you know, use your kidneys. Okay, let's do some new stuff.